And we got bananas in chat from that Jared, I Love Cats, K-Dads, Monkey Ben, Firalol, Billman68, Cap the Dragon, Lasagnanator, Camo J123, Why Are All These Taken, and the Zen Boy, and Thy Egg. Thy egg brings thy banana. Thank you everyone for the bananas in chat. It means that we're live on the twitch.tv/theassumer. That's where the stream's going down. If you're watching this on the second channel, you might be confused right now. Don't put bananas in chat. It's not a chat, it's a comment box. What am I even talking about? Pre-stream music. What on earth is that? It was living colour today. The colour was living, and I was living the colour. We got a noise in the ear from Enderpig YT. Subscribe with Amazon Prime. Enderpig, thank you ever so much for your subscription. And if you were around the last stream that we did, we had all sorts of technical issues that really just wore me out. And I was supposed to stream yesterday, and I just didn't get around to it. I was so busy. And so, yeah, we're streaming today, and I'm a stream behind, it feels like. I am C1 there. Yep, that's how the URL would be, right? Right, very important, before we get started here, all of these need to go back into this chest. These are for filling up my inventory when I pick up wool from up to... By the way, the sound here is probably going to be really bad, right? Please remind me to turn that back up later. Otherwise, some sort of thing bad is going to happen. Cublex says, be sure to plug the Vanilla Farewell stream day. Yes, how should I plug it though? I mean, if you're interested in catching some live streams from our Patreon Vanilla server, which is shutting down today, then you can go to the Assumerverse Twitter for all the links and information. Now, how do you get to the Assumerverse Twitter? Do you know what? I'm just going to give you a link, right? Even that might be tricky for me. I don't have a link to hand. This is what I'm trying to think. What's the quickest way to get to it? At Assumer Server. Yes, at Assumer Server. Okay, so that's the Twitter account that has all the info for you. That shouldn't be too difficult, right? If you're interested. Cool. Okay, so we're all kind of good and set up here. That's the Silk Touch one. Nice. Nice. Right, now we've got to... do some of this, which in all fairness it would make more sense to keep most of that in there for now, because we got to be stocking up, peeps. Got to fill up these shulker boxes. So you don't get a crazy amount from this farm overnight, but it's good. Also costs a fair bit of iron. We got If Gaming 1 resubscribed 3 months in a row saying, hi X, really love your streams. I'm glad you enjoy them. I'm glad that you enjoy them, and I hope you enjoy stream today. We also got a noise in the ear from that Jared, who's resubscribing for 9 months in a row. Jared, thank you so much for your resubscription. Saying this is a stream baby or something. I don't know. Twitch lingo. Hee hee. This be a long time. Still remember when Mega XLR gifted me a sub all those months ago. I haven't seen much of Mega around lately. I'll have to message him and see how he's doing. Thank you so much for the resubscription. Also, I want to give a shout out to Maserati, Hamstat, Zapdos26, Unliving Pyro, Smickle Beer, Tanny Glace, and Frosty Winter. All resubscribing, throwing bits, all that cool stuff during the last stream, which got cut short. So I kind of wanted to shout them out again, you know, because then it's on like the second channel, as I didn't upload any of the botched streams to the second channel. So there you are, immortalised in YouTube history now. Forevermore. Forevermore. Thank you for the stream, says Tcia Polas. You're more than welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Iskow's joined the server. He's trolling. I think he's trolling him. Or maybe he wasn't, actually. He might have been mining redstone blocks. Thought I was joining in on some trolly action there. I like a good troll. Johnny7 is here, subscribe with Amazon Prime. Johnny7, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Wait, did I? Oh, I thought I took it out of the shulker box. That would have been an immense derp of the highest magnitude. Yeah, I think they're talking about the redstone ore. Hello, Asuma and Stream. I thought I'd make good use of my Twitch Prime, says Johnny. Well, thank you for doing that. I appreciate using the Twitch Prime on me. Very kind of you. Whoopsie daisy, let's do the last one. Really, I need to bring all this stuff back across, but all I do is bring across the stuff that runs out, because otherwise you end up with stockpiles of it just lying around, which, you know, ain't particularly useful. Do I have an ender pearl shulker box in here? Probably not. I probably got one back at the base though. So silk touch that back up. Kablamo, and I'll take the rest of these, as well as our shulker boxes over here. Optimus Prime says, hey Asuma, I need some advice. Well, feel free to leave a question in chat and maybe I'll answer it. Are you going to stream Satisfactory again tomorrow, says Esam. I don't know, because I've been feeling like maybe I've got a couple streams left in me, but I can't stream it because it's broken. So I'm waiting for them to fix it. But I don't even know, it might just be me. I don't even know if like it's a problem for them. And I can't really test it as well because it only seems to lag when I stream, which is strange. We got Elmo here, subscribing with Amazon Prime. Elmo, thank you ever so much for subscribing. I appreciate it. Hope you are enjoying today's stream. Excellent. We are up into the sky. And next thing to do is to press F3 and line ourselves up for the journey across the void. Which is like just about there somewhere. Okay, now we should just gently grace all the way across, I hope. Glide. Grace? Can we grace our way across? We can glide. Optimus Prime says, next month I've got a new laptop. What should I look for in a laptop for gaming? Oh, I say this every time. Don't ask me for advice. Like, I'm not a computer expert. I'm not Linus Tech Tips, right? I do know a bit about computing and could probably help, but I think it'd be so much better for you to educate yourself by doing research rather than just asking someone. I mean, when I brought my laptop, which I have done, I didn't ask anyone for help. I mean, there are places you can specifically go and ask for help, but I just what am I doing? Going the wrong way. I just, you know, did my research and looked at different pricing and evaluated what I thought it was going to be able to do and brought something. If I try and tell you what to buy, I might tell you to buy the wrong thing, you know. When it comes to gaming laptops, though, I have heard a bit of this and that about them. By the way, I want to check this area to see if there's any animals that are spawned on the grass. Some people think they're not that great for gaming, or that they're a bit sort of overblown, like that they're not really that good for performance. I don't know because I haven't used one. But my current laptop that I've just brought and have yet to properly set up is hopefully going to be able to play and record Minecraft reasonably well. So if ever something happens to this computer, or that's amazing, we got a turtle, an ice turtle. Hang on, how long has this been on for? Snurtle. Oh, I love that little drawing. I think I don't need this on. I'm not sure. Ender Pig YT saying, if you need help with some laptops, I know quite a bit. Yeah, if you do take advice from someone, not saying you don't know what you're talking about, Ender Pig, but always get advice from multiple places. This is something I keep talking about whenever we have a topical discussion. I always talk about hearing things from multiple perspectives, just because, in my experience, I'm sure everyone's encountered something like this. Sometimes people think they know what they're talking about and they might not. And I could certainly be, you know, a victim of that, because I talk about lots of stuff and probably some of it I'm a bit ignorant about, right? Just, you know, do research, look in multiple places, read articles. People write about this stuff, and you can, the good information comes through, right? You know, if you read 10 articles that say you need like lots of RAM for video editing, and then you read one that says, you know, you don't even need RAM in your computer, it's pretty obvious which one is silly, right? I mean, I'm kind of making an extreme here. Alright, so there are no animals around here, and one of the things I do want to do is actually remove all of the grass from these entire spawn chunks, including Tango's thing over there. So let's drop off our wall and do that while we're here, I think. I like how you took some time to change all your custom textures to the same logo. This is Goat Unicorn. Did I do that? I think that's the no logo. I think you're sort of commenting on the lack of logo, I think. If they all had the same one. That would be my guess. Okay, so we've got all of those colours there. I just got so much stuff in my inventory. DGP Ninja says, can I get a shout out? If you can tell me a good reason to give you a shout out, then maybe. But I don't do shout outs. I mean, why do you want a shout out? Like, what's that about? I never get that. Like to be on the receiving end of a shout out, what does it mean? Getting a shout out, okay. You've said someone's name, well done. Let's go and put that here. I think I'm just going to smelt up some of this because I want smooth stone in my palette. So we'll grab some fuel and then some cobblestone. I do end up using coal quite a lot. So we use kelp today. Right, so I'm going to grab another 3 stacks of that. That means we can get all of this running. Sweet, and put that in here. Right, and then we'll start off with the simple stuff. We'll go around and we'll take out the ones here and replace them with something. I mean, I kind of don't want to replace them with... I could replace grass with dirt, but something might spread... Hey, we already had a chest with stone in. That makes a lot of sense. That's what I'll replace all this stuff with. I'm going to get rid of the dirt as well. And we'll cover over any holes. We don't need any holes here. Right, what's the chat saying? Lots of messages in chat. Do you play mod packs at the moment? Haleyine Larkin, thank you for the nice message. I will keep doing what I do. I appreciate you saying that. Real Plagiatus in chat saying, Hex, did you hear about Factory Village? I've heard it's basically City Skylines plus Factorio. Factory Village? Putting that on my list to check out. I think I have. But if it is the game I'm thinking of, I think I've checked it out and didn't think it looked very good. You know, looks can be deceiving for a game, but at the same time, you're not just looking aesthetically, you're looking at the gameplay. I remember checking out some game that sounded very similar to that and sort of thinking, doesn't look that interesting, but I'll check it out again. I don't know if it is that game. We need to sleep in a bed. There might be a bed over here. If not, we have our backpack. And I got a hot chocolate mocha that needs drinking. How many minutes are we into? 13 minutes. Oh my goodness me. We are pushing it. We are pushing it today. Hold up. Hold up. My mochas are always not as hot as the teas, so they cool down quicker, right? Snowy IU says, what's the plan for this island area? Do you know what? I'll tell you what I was going to do here. I spent ages working on the beginning of an episode and had to scrap it, which is probably why I missed my stream yesterday, right? Like, I've been a bit behind getting the video ready, but the reality is I recorded like a good 7 minutes of it, which is like my first segment of the video. Because I break my videos up into 7 minutes, right? And I try and get to 3 different things each episode. But, yeah, I decided that I wanted to build like snowy mountains, like ice ranges, and I thought if I sort of built them circular, you could have a little starting area and then be surrounded by mountains. Anyway, I started to think, oh, I need to put something iconic in here, and I remembered the Temple of Notch, and I kind of got carried away with this idea of turning Notch into like an ice wizard looking thing and giving him ice and snow eyebrows. And anyway, I kind of put it past the other hermits because I was thinking I was getting a bit carried away, and then I was reminded that Notch has been... his behaviour's been pretty disappointing on Twitter, I'm told. I actually haven't seen it myself, but I unfollowed him in the past because he just kept saying things I really just didn't want to see in my feed. And so I just stopped following him, and apparently he's been removed from the game now as well. Like in the splash screen, it no longer says Notch. So he's upsetting people, that's for sure. And it made me think, yeah, another good reason not to do it is just because this guy's out there spouting some nonsense at the moment, and we're on here building a monument technically to him. I mean, I was kind of trying to pick out a classic Minecraft build that everyone would recognise and put it on the server. But yeah, then I was like, okay, that's probably not a good idea, is it? He's still in the credits, says that Jared. He probably should remain in the credit. I mean, even, I don't know, like, what extent of an awful thing do you have to do to be removed from everything you've ever done? I don't know. Like, I'm not on the committee to decide that, but I think, you know, I think removing him from the splash screen, I don't know. I'm actually having some drama issues within my community at the moment, and I've seen them happen time and time again. But I think when they happened when I was younger, you know, younger on YouTube, I'm talking about, like in my YouTube career, let's say, and I've had this, like, you know, feeling of like, why can't we all just get along, and you know, why do people keep finding ways to not get along with one another, right? I'm also in this weird sort of privileged position where people treat me different when I'm inside a community, so that affects how I've been able to, like, get along with people inside group dynamics. But what I always see time and time again in any community, in mine, in all the other Hermits communities as well, is you always get these niche groups forming, and people then get into arguments or disputes where they sort of fraction up and start listening to what other people are saying about one another. And I'm going through some of that again, and it's disheartening because I want everyone to be able to get along with one another. And my position makes it easier for me to do that because I don't sort of get into little cliques. It's not something I try to do. Try to be more inclusive of people, right? How do we start talking about this? Jeez. Totally lost my own train of thought again. Anyway, I'm going through some of that at the moment, and it's so difficult to, like, try and figure out what are the rules, where are the parameters, what's acceptable or not, because a lot of the time it's I don't know. I really did lose my train of thought then. We got noises in the ear from JL Funk, resubscribed for 5 months. Taribo8, resubscribed for 9 months in a row. Say, woo, 9 months. Keep up the great work. Thank you to the both of you. I appreciate the support ever so much. We got another one. It's Haley Bailey, resubscribing for 3 months, saying we appreciate all your hard work, X. Thank you. I appreciate your kind message. And hope you're enjoying the stream. Peeps in chat are saying starving. Yes. I think I keep right-clicking instinctively and nothing's happening. So anyway, let's scroll it back a bit about Notch. So why did I start talking about what's going on in my own community? I guess I think it was something to do with a fence that came to mind. Like, I'm kind of like a not offended person. I don't know why, but like, someone can say the most abhorrent thing and I don't feel like a sense of outrage, objection or offense. It just feels like, okay, that's what you think and I don't have to agree with you. And so I don't know, I'm just super easygoing. So when it comes to something like Notch, I think the point I was trying to make is that for me, like, me building like a statue to him is kind of disconnected from what he's saying on Twitter. I'm just sort of like, hey, this is a classic Minecraft build, and like if someone was, you know, spouting some nonsense, I wouldn't draw offense, and I'm not sure if I can really say anything insightful about that because I don't know why, but I never have that kind of response to stuff. You know, I never get outraged or angry. Just, I don't know. So yeah, it never really came to mind. I wasn't building this thing for Notch thinking, yeah, this guy said some horrible stuff recently or anything like that. So anyway, it's not going to be on the server. I've scrapped the project. It's on my plot world if you want to go look at it. It's like my latest plot. Play.asumavoid.com. Time for a plug. Plot world. Oh, look at that. We're doing a plug. Yeah, it's over there if you want to check it out. I mean, it's not terribly interesting. It's the classic Temple of Notch build that many of you will recognise, just converted into ice and snow. And that's it, really. Right, let's turn it over to chat. You didn't seem to have as big of an emotional response as the people I know, says UGM Trash. Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe like people's words don't get to me emotionally as much. Joa Plays MCPE says, Assumo, I literally just finished one of your vids. Wow, well, welcome to the stream. What's up with Iscal's name, says Goat Unicorn. That's his camera account, I believe. Oh, goodness me, that's some nice mocha choca. Some choca mocha waka. We also got Ping TM, subscribe with Amazon Prime, Ping TM. Thank you ever so much for your support, I appreciate it, and I hope you're enjoying the stream. Yamifara says, Asuma, may I suggest recreating the final scene from last season, like a throwback? What was the final scene of last season? What do you mean by that? If I try and remember how last season ended, I'm not recalling us doing a group event, and I've just been reminded of an idea we had. And I've written it down and I'll mention it because it's a cool idea we had ages ago, and I just remembered it, I guess. Well, I mean, we all did like final tour episodes, right? And that was it, I think. That's what I remember anyway. But like, to rebuild something from season 5 here, that might be a cool idea. I would like to do some architecture. I've been umming and ahhing lately about maybe slowing down my video output and giving myself more time to do some like kind of creative building. But ironically, that's what I did when I did the Temple of Notch thing. So I spent ages like, oh yeah, I'm gonna slow it down. We're gonna like explore some inspiration here and see what we can do. And then I end up something building that I have to go, okay, half the day's gone by. That's not going into the video. K-Dad says here, resubscribing for 16 months, saying, hey X, how's the new PC going? I had a look at your specs. What are you running on each of the separate SSDs? So I have M2 drives, K-Dad. First of all, thank you so much for your 16 months of support. I do appreciate that. I highly recommend, if you can afford it and you need, well, I probably don't need M2 performance, but when you're making an upgrade on a computer, you generally want to like step up the performance, right? So solid state Windows drive to an M2 drive, you're looking at a faster build up, and if price is an issue, it's not worth it, because the reality is you're now going from 10-second boot up to 6-second boot up, right? And depending on how many times you boot your computer a day or how you use it, that's probably not going to add too much value in most situations, right? Going from a hard drive boot up to a solid state boot up, you're looking at like 30 to 60 seconds on a hard. I don't even know, it's been so long, right? But yeah, you're really looking at getting a performance boost. Anyway, so I have two M2s, and one is for recording video too, and the other one is for booting up Windows. And the performance of the recording drive compared to using a solid state drive is so much better. So much better. I was really quite surprised by that, actually. Editing videos is just so much better with this M2 drive. Like, it can properly load the video quickly, and editing's just far slicker and smoother. So for editing, it's great. Really is. But then again, I'm using Vegas. Not everyone uses Vegas. Maybe Adobe does it better with just a solid state drive. Who knows? Who knows? What are the plans for today, says the Giant Pop-Tart. We're going to sort out these spawn chunks. We're going to go to the shops and stock them up. And then we'll be working on the HRN over at Concorp. That's kind of my plan. Might have time for a couple more things as well. I feel like we've been really productive so far. Then again, we're doing a nice, simple, easy, repetitive task over here, which helps. Will there be a mini golf tournament, says Static Cats? There's supposed to have been one. I think Cub forgot about it. Perhaps. Badger, welcome to the stream. Captain Assist says, what are Mumbo and Iskal doing? They're chatting by the sounds of it. Oh, goodness me, that's some good mocha right there. It needs to get drunk up, though, at this point. It needs to get drunk up. Okay, am I running out of that smooth stone? No, it's all in here, isn't it? And now it's the part of the song that I always point out and say it's my favourite. Mocha, I've got one too, says Chilari. Awesome. It's mocha breakfast time. I've had a good start to my day today. I've been doing yoga every day. My shoulder is definitely getting better. What really seems to kickstart my shoulder getting better is doing yoga. So if you do or don't know, I love yoga. I was doing it every day from the end of 2018 till I hurt my shoulder, and it's amazing for your body and just makes you feel great, getting all stretched out and flexy. And anyway, I started doing it again, right? And the thing that I couldn't do that put me off doing it was the old downwards facing dog, where you stick your bum in the air and you go on your hands and your feet. And since I've been doing it again, I've even been doing that position, and if I wake up with any discomfort in my shoulder, it's gone after doing yoga. And so I am really now starting to get like excited about the prospect of being, you know, back to full health and being able to work out again. But I can do yoga every day. I can start doing it again now. So I've been in a good mood the last couple of days because the shoulder's really starting to feel better. Yeah, so that's great. I don't know how, you know, well, I know how we talk about this stuff because I talk about it all the time, but yeah, there you go. Spangleboo says, Asuma, if you are unaware of the things Notch was saying, then people use that as reasons you are a bad person. This would be very wrong, but if we live our lives forever worried about every possible way someone might take offense to every action we do or say, then that is also ridiculous. No one can be expected to know how other people may feel. How other people may feel. I understand miscommunication happened, but what is the problem with acknowledging it, asking forgiveness and moving on? I wasn't really asking for that, Spangle. Like, I'm not stressed out if someone goes, you mentioned Notch, you know, you're a horrible person. Like, that does, okay, sure. I'm more worried about the person who thinks and talks like that, right? That's who I'm more concerned about. I'm concerned about people going, oh, this person did this, and hey, wait a minute, you follow that person on Twitter, you're terrible. Like, that's the attitude that worries me. Like, I'm already not concerned by that. Like, if someone's doing something like that you think might be, I don't know, in some way damaging, dangerous, like, getting mad at them online usually provokes a defensive reaction. In the same way that if someone started getting mad at you because you followed someone on Twitter or something like that you would get mad, you'd probably have like a defensive reaction. The thing to do is to have discussions and conversation with people. I think it is far better to try and learn from one another and understand other people's perspectives, because, you know, when we talk and communicate, we learn so much more about one another, and that generally can lead to better behaviour, better understandings of one another. So I'm more concerned about someone out there who might go, oh, you just built, you know, the Temple of Notch, and miss the fact that I was building a classic Minecraft build about the person who made the game, and I was in no way relating it to some things that they may have said on Twitter, which I, like I said, don't really know anything about. So that's what concerns me there. SAS9602 is here with a donation saying, Super Jerry said this. Are you still planning on removing the grass on Tango's Island? Because it's in an ocean biome, so it's not really needed, right? Super Genie coming in at the perfect time. Let's check it out. Yeah. Whoa, SAS, I appreciate your donation. I thank you for that, because you've just saved me a bit of time, and Tango's build can be preserved. Oh, I'm really glad that you said that. Thank you again, Super. Did I say Super Genie? Super Jerry. Nice. Comment of the stream right there. Comment of the stream. You know, walk into the lava creeper. That's what you could have done. You could have walked into that lava. I just want to walk the perimeter. It looks like it's all in deep ocean. That's fantastic. Well, that means our spawn chunks are now prepped for anyone who wants to build a passive mob farm. We would have to come to the spawn chunks and make sure all passive mobs were killed, in case there's some like underground or something, which is entirely possible. But that is terrific, and I can now pack up and we can move on to something else. Feels like a very productive stream. Thank you again, SAS and Super Jerry. Appreciate that ever so much. Jessica Pond says, I love and miss the good old Minecraft days. My first version was 1.5.2. What was yours? I started playing March 2010 or 11. I get the years a bit muddled up. I think it was 2010. And later in that year, around September, Pistons were added. That's what I remember. And I tell you what, like, what an incredible game. It's more than a game. It's an experience. It really is. There is a very clear reason why this game has been an absolute phenomena, a cultural phenomena, because it just has offered up an experience that was kind of not there before, right? And what an experience it is. Do I want to take any of these things with me? I don't think I do. If ever I need, you know, a whole bunch of these blocks, I can come back here and grab it. The sand and sandstone I am, you know, holding on to for sure. Okay, so let's put our fuel away. Let's pick up our ender chest and then our shulker boxes, and that's the first thing done right there. Eva HC, we've had an idea, we're sharing ideas, we've had an idea about doing like a Hall of Hermits. But I kind of really want to go back to this idea of doing something really architectural. I don't know, maybe like a plaza? Just a pleasant place to appear and be like, welcome to Hermitcraft. Hello, my friend. I need the ones with the Asuma faces. Do I have that resource pack here? Because that needs to be added. We've got green screens, we've got blue screens. I think it's that one. I like turtles. Oh yeah, look, these all have the Hermitcraft Season 6 logo. That's probably just because of what I made it out of, right? When I make a like one of these black screen things, I just rip it off of another resource pack. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Alright, did we make a sale? No. No, we did not. The Ottman says you left your backpack. Oh, thanks, peeps. Thanks for the heads up. Let's go grab it. Look at that. Timing with chat just before I leave the area. Amazing. What can I do with Harmony, says Troy. I don't know. We haven't added anything yet, but it will keep building up, and at some point I'll figure something out for it. What's been your favourite thing about Hermitcraft throughout all the seasons? I'm so bad at these questions. I'm so bad, peeps, you know. What's your favourite this? What's your favourite that? Honestly, I think I'm just going to give like the dullest of answers. Just the experience, just the fact that you can do this for a living, and like you get to wake up each day with this idea of like, what am I going to do on Hermitcraft? Like, that's just amazing. Also, we're being raided here. Laz CJ is raiding us with a party of 14. Welcome, raiders. I appreciate the raid. Laz, tell us who you are, what you've been streaming. I'm not used to getting raided. I've had a few raids recently, and I'm always curious. Is it like a random thing, or like who's who, what's what? What's the story? Vegemite or Fairy Beard? I don't know what Fairy Beard is, but I like Marmite, which I think is similar to Vegemite. Where are we going again? Shopping district. Oh yes, and something I really want to do soon is make banners for all the different districts. Raids are deliberate, says Yamiferi. Well, of course they're deliberate. I mean, it's an action that is taken. I just kind of want to know the why behind the raid. I appreciate the raid, of course. Just interested in knowing. I don't see a message in chat yet. I'm trying to scan everything. Master Hexer says, oh yes, Marmite. Yeah, Marmite is like a low-calorie thing as well. Like, because I scan all my food. Hey, this beacon wasn't here before. So someone's building or doing something in this area, maybe underground. Yeah, because I scan everything now. Marmite is really low calorie, which I like. You can just whack a load of Marmite on something if you want, and it's hardly any calories, which is cool. Girly Gerbus is here from Laz CJ. Cool, welcome. It's different than a host. People have to opt in to go into the raid sumo. Yeah, I'm aware of what a raid is compared to a host. I'm just scanning chat, trying to catch a message. Well, if anyone else catches it, feel free to reiterate it, because I might miss it. Duct Tape says, ew, Marmite. Do you know what I've been thinking lately? Right? I like, you know, people have like their tastes, and people love to hate particular types of food. That food's rubbish, rah, or whatever. I am not that. Like, I've probably got a couple of things I really don't like, but man, I just like food. I have some weird food combinations that I really like. But here's my favourite one that I've discovered recently, okay? This is an absolute low-calorie gut filler, right? Pancakes and natural yogurt. Oh my goodness me, what a filling combination those are together. We got a noise in the air. A donation here from none other than Grace Frost 15 saying, it's so good to see Someone on Hermitcraft streaming. Also, sup dog? Thank you so much for your donation, I appreciate it. Yes, I'm streaming on here. I don't know if any other hermits are going to be streaming on here. Based on your message though, if you don't catch Hermitcraft streams very often, Good Times to Scar, Cub Fan, they stream regularly, so does Full Symmetry. Iskal streams regularly. I think Mumbo's doing like a 1 a week deal. So there is a lot of streaming activity, but at this time of day it's mostly just probably going to be me. Or maybe you might catch Tango or Impulse late in the day. Those aren't going into my inventory. That much is obvious to me right now. Okay, so we only need a little bit of that. Right. And I believe if we fill up everything with these ones, the wall shop will be fully stocked and I can put an announcement back in Hermitcraft Discord, which I should do because it reminds people that the shop is here and they might have been waiting for it to be restocked. Wow, fully stocked. With a nice supply for the future. Why is the music so loud, says Dextro? I mean, it shouldn't be that loud. I think the problem is that my headset is slipping off my head a little bit and maybe my voice is lower. But I always stream with music on. I'd really love it if I could have dual stream audio, so those of you that don't want it on could turn it off. Because I don't like watching streamers that have music on. Like, my music playing is a very selfish decision, right? Like, I always want to be listening to music, and if I tune into some sort of stream and there's some dub wob wob, I'm like, I can't watch this. Oh, I'm doing the off, you know? Alright, all of this is going to go up in here. So blue isn't fully stocked. If I'd have known, I maybe could have brought a few extra stacks with me, but I didn't count it up or anything before I left. We got a noise in the ear from 170 Sock T. Subscribe with Amazon Prime, 170 Sock. Thank you ever so much for your Prime subscription. I appreciate you doing that, and I hope you enjoy the live stream we're doing here today. And I thank you again for your support. That's it, Brown's all stocked up. Whooped up, whoop whoop, says Chiliari. Love it. Yeah, love it. The Zen Boy says, well, your music is incredible. The background music you have is barely hearable for me, so I'm not sure what that person meant by it's too loud, says Dragon Master. If I look at my mixer, my voice is about double the range, but the way volume works, that doesn't quite make sense, how decibels scale. So it should be relatively on the quiet range. But yeah, some of you are now voicing your like of the music that I stream, and that's great because I stream some rather unique music, as I'm sure you're aware, with the old dungeon synth. Let's drink some more of this. Sounds a bit like FF music at the moment. I love it, says Eva HC. Yeah, it very much ties into that realm of sort of fantasy music, derivative of synthesizers and those sorts of instruments. So it'll have some parallels, but this album we're listening to right now is born out of dungeon synth and is essentially a kind of like, because it's a micro genre, like you might talk about it like you talk about, well, I don't know, Back in Black means the rock music or something, right? But it's just in this like microscopic scale of like, I don't know, thousands of people maybe that listen to it. Dungeon synth probably has an audience at least in the tens of thousands. Maybe over all its artists, maybe as far as 100,000, but it's a very small micro genre. Anyway, this record just kind of represents a step away from this kind of, at the time, most of the records you could find were really kind of reliving the original dungeon synth that was like rather obscure and found on like odd tracks in black metal records in the 90s, and then started to kind of like step up the production and expand the palette of sounds and get away from the traditional approach for the dingy kind of sound, you know, the kind of in the dungeon sound, and giving it more synth and color. And yeah, this album was a really nice progression to hear that happen. So we've got noises in the ear from Get a Warrant, doing cheers, throwing bits, saying sadly it's time for bed. The life of a night shift worker. Have a good stream. Have a good sleep, my friends. Yeah, I used to do some late shifts on a previous job. It does suck, I know, but enjoy your rest, and thank you for tuning in. I appreciate your cheers and your bits. Excuse me. Oh, burping a little bit there. Goodness me. Ex-fairy bread is sprinkles and butter on white bread. Oh, that sounds awful. That sounds awful. Yamifera is here with a donation saying, what I meant to say was the hermits from last season that are on the server leaving their stuff and builds behind, going through a portal and meeting up with Grian waiting on the other side. This could be an amazing with the armor stand. Yamifera, that's an interesting idea. Unfortunately, last season's... Did we go through... Wait, where did we go through the nether portal? I got to go watch it back. I can't... Yeah, we did a thing, and I can barely remember it for some reason. No, now I'm remembering it. Okay, it was Scar's build. Oh, yeah. Okay. I think rebuilding that giant portal could be possible, but the surrounding area would have to be enclosed a little bit. It's a nice idea. I don't know really where the ideas are going to go. But I thank you for your donation. I appreciate that. Yeah, now you've reminded me. I mean, so much stuff happens, and time just keeps flying by that I forget about little things like that. Jeez, it's not even a little thing, really. It's kind of a big deal. But yeah, it's a nice idea. I'll keep it in mind. I think maybe miniaturizing it or finding a way. Yeah, it could have a role. I'll think on it. We could miniaturize the portal and maybe frame that scenario and give it like a space to look at. Then it could probably work pretty well. We've got Firalol resubscribing for 22 months saying Vanilla Stream Day hype. Thank you so much, Fira, for your 22 months of support. Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, the Vanilla Stream Day is going on our Let's Play Minecraft Together server. And by the way, we're planning, we're organising, but I'm telling you anyway because we're going to do our very best to make sure this happens. But weekend of the 21st and 20th will be the 7-year anniversary of Hermitcraft, and we will be putting together a live stream day that will be special. You know, 2 days of streaming. We're working on it. It's not confirmed yet, but I want to let you know so many people can know. Beansprout says, X, on the topic of music, I started a blog Simulaws to encourage me to listen to more. I found I had a massive amount of artists I wanted to listen to, but kept listening to my favourites over and over. Yeah, man, let the writing and the need to kind of categorise what you're discovering push you in that direction. It was extremely rewarding for me to broaden my horizons, because I always loved listening to lots of new music, but it was very unfocused. It was very, for me, it was very much a case of, you know, just discovering something, listening to stuff on YouTube, maybe listening to the record a couple of times, and then kind of getting distracted with something else. And then by having a music blog, I kind of got rather structured and focused, and like I always have a list to get through, and I get to know records better, and I get to listen to a lot more, and it really worked for me. So I hope it works for you as well. 24 hours agreeing, writes Sprocken. No, that's not what we've got planned. And I need to think for a second. So what I want to do is put dim lights in all of these rooms. How can we add dim lights? We could use sea lanterns with water, but that could probably look pretty funky. We need more lighting options in this game, right? How do I have 2 ender chests? I think the one I picked up in the spawn chunks was one that had been left there. So my lights are this colour. We got a noise in the ear. Cheers and bits here from Ace3473 saying, just wanted to say thanks for the stream. I've been in bed the day's few day. Maybe you mean the last few days, but your stream made me get up to play a little Minecraft. Alright, cool. Getting out of bed is a good thing. I mean, when I wake up, I try and get out of bed as quick as I can and start the day, you know. The quicker you start the day, the more time you got things to do, you know. Life's short. But thank you so much for your cheers and bits. I appreciate it. Sea pickles, magma block, redstone torches. Now, the magma block is just a conduit for another light source, so I wouldn't use that one. Redstone torches, yes. Sniff sheeps, I think actually... Now, I would normally say that's too low, but I think if we put them in the right place, that'll work. It's a great idea. Let's go ahead and let's go into our logs chest. We'll make sure we've got a crafting bench down over here. And then we'll grab some logs. I'm actually going to go with birch, because I need these for other projects, right? We'll make a whole bunch, since I've got a big old box of redstone torches. How many of these do we need? That's probably more than enough, right? Yep. Excellent. No, wrong one. Cool. So we'll do a little pass and we'll do that quickly and then we'll come back. So peeps in chat, I'm going to need you to share some. Actually, no, don't share anything just yet. Let's wait. Right, I'm going to put them next to windows, okay? So that their dim light emanates out of the window at night time is the idea. Why do you need all those light sources, says Husband. These are for decorative purposes. So at night time we want the city to glow. Okay, I guess you're going to have to go. And here. We got a noise in the ear from Aloax, who's resubscribing for 15 months. Aloax, thank you ever so much for your 15 months of support. I do appreciate that, and I hope you're enjoying the live stream we're doing here today. Thank you again. We got Vinka90, who's resubscribing for 3 months, saying, I like your streams, keep it up. I'm glad you enjoy them, and thank you ever so much for the support. I do appreciate it. Let's on this one where we can only put one, let's put them above the window. That was kind of weird. Everything just opened up. Okay, back to normal, please. Oh yeah, and we must make sure we punch out the other torches, right? So things we need to do in this area is this room. We need to go ahead and get some sandstone blocks in our inventory in a moment. So we can come in here and do a couple of these. Looks like I need to strip a log. Jeez. And another one there. Goodness me. Duck for the Duck says, you left a few regular torches in the buildings. We'll do many passes, so we'll probably catch it all. As we're going to add details to here, for sure. Pickles, says Twixy Mixy. Yeah, we discussed those, but they need water, so it then becomes a little bit finicky to take care of all of that. Alright, so let's put our torches in here. Let's put our redstone in there. These ender pearls are going to get in the way, I tell you. They will get in the way, I'll tell you now. I think we can afford to put a couple of stacks in there. I'm going to put my bucket away. Right, so next up is sandstone blocks and sand. So we'll do a pass for that. We got a noise in the ear from Pro Skill J 64, resubscribed for 2 months in a row. Pro Skill J, thank you ever so much for your support. I appreciate it. Hope you are enjoying the live stream we're doing here today, and I hope you're having a good time. I've been having a great time so far. I always love a good live stream, especially in the morning. Feels like a nice way to start the day. I actually think I enjoy it more in the morning because you're more productive, or I am more productive in the morning. We need some birch and oak logs there. We need 3 oak logs and some birch. The reality is we're probably going to need a few more elsewhere, so let's just go ahead and bring in this and this. Dreadvink says, agreed, X. I wish I know what you're agreeing to, because whatever I said a moment ago, it's already out of my head. Probably about the morning, right? I think we were just talking about the morning. I was thinking maybe I should try and get in the habit of changing my routine. I wake up, I go for a walk, and then I do some yoga, and then I work out. But I realise that's like a good, 2 hours or so of like some of your most productive time, but also time when the sun isn't blaring into this room, which is starting to do more and more because, you know, summer is approaching, I guess. And this room gets hot. It gets really hot. I really should have, if I'd have known, I really should have made the office one of my other rooms, because this one gets really hot. And, you know, what's the point I'm trying to make? What is the point I'm trying to make? It gets hot in here, and, you know, maybe it'd be better I get more time in here out of my day if it weren't. So, around the evening, like early evening is when it gets its hottest. I think I might restructure my day so that time becomes when I then do all my workout stuff, but it'll probably be a while to get used to because in the morning you're so awake and energetic and fresh, and then doing those things later in the day will probably make them a bit lethargic, so to speak, but I might give it a try. Just focused on trying to be productive. Routines can easily lead to obsession, so it's good to mix them up. Yeah, Badger, that's a philosophy that works with the old working out and exercise as well, is that you want to break it up from time to time, right, and give yourself kind of new challenges. Here's something I did the other day, though. Okay, I did a bit of meal prep, right? And whenever I say meal prep, it always comes to mind. I remember watching this video on YouTube that was some awful journalism. It was kind of like someone took out a little hit piece on bodybuilding culture because they didn't like it for whatever reason, right? And they kind of like talked about meal prep as if it was like taking the passion out of food and all this sort of stuff. Rubbish journalism, but anyway. Yeah, I did a bit of meal prep, so I noticed that I spend a lot of time getting my food together, right? And so what I did is rather than like just make one salad or make like one bowl of vegetables, I decided to make all of my salads in one go. I have free. When I buy salad stuff, I buy enough for free. So I made 3 salads all at once, and I made my 2 bowls of vegetables at once. And I've already got some food. So now for the next 2 days, I don't have any preparation to do for cooking. And I've got a feeling I'm going to be like, that was good. You know, let's keep doing that. Because the only thing I need to figure out now is like leaving pre-prepared salad, all chopped up and stuff, in my fridge for a couple of days. Is it going to affect the meal at all? Is it going to taste a bit different? If it does, if it like affects the taste in a bad way, that might be unfortunate, but it might mean I save myself a lot of time. And, you know, I spend a lot of time in the kitchen. So I might start doing this meal prep thing a bit more. Like cooking some meat, one of the things they do is they like cook a big batch of meat, put it in the fridge, and then that meat can be reheated or just ate cold later on. And I think in terms of saving time, it might be a really good idea to do some meal prep. For a couple of days, it should be fine. I meal prep for the whole week usually, says Ace. Yeah, I don't know if I'll get... Well, actually, I will probably see how this goes, right? Do it my usual thing of... Because I usually buy food for about 3 to 4 days. And then maybe, once I start prepping for those 3 to 4 days, maybe I'll try and prep for 5 to 6 and see how much time I can save and if the food's still good. Salad does tend to whip more if you prep it in advance, but the fridge is set to cold side, so it should be fine for a few days. I hope so. Tomatoes are disgusting either after 1 day, says Sanitita. Well, I have tomatoes in the fridge and they're fine, you know, even after 4 or 5 days, but once chopped up they might be a bit different. Anyway, peeps, I need some ideas from all of y'all now. We need suggestions for details in this area. I am going to open up my shulker boxes, start grabbing out some items. Tripwire hooks came to mind. We don't want to overload this area with detail, but what we're going to do is grab a variety of different blocks and just put them into this place. And so we've got some yo emotes. Yo? We've got lots of yo emotes in chat. Oh, it's Generic B! We've been raided for a 2nd time today. Ah, Generic, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, raiders. With the yo emotes. I like it. Yo yo. Hermit raid, says Generic. Indeed. Thank you, my man. Appreciate it. Yeah, well, peeps, if you're just joining us, we're working on our shanty town and we're looking for suggestion. We've got a suggestion for ladders in chat, which I'll have in my backpack over here. So yeah, welcome to the Hermitcraft server. We're actually in, right, one of probably the most interesting places on this server. Yo, good God, please fly! Please fly! There we go. Behind me is my pirate project, okay? A pirate castle, which makes no sense, and a shanty town. Then over here we have our shopping district, which is home to many incredible builds. Giant rainbows, Wall Street, crazy quartz malls, a giant pickle over here. Oh, so many amazing things. It's wonderful, right? We've got the HRN station here. This is a very, like, active area, and I really enjoy being in this area. Scaffolding, says Slice. If we had 1.14, scaffolding would be right here, you know. Hay bales. Oh, what a great suggestion. Okay, so where be the hay bales at? Do I even have any? I think if I go in my food chest... Oh, I removed my food chest. I don't think I have access to hay on the slide, so good suggestion, but we'll leave that one. Also, if I just scan my eyes over these, I'll probably see like some things that make sense. Like, what if we had the occasional iron bar just off the wall of the building? Could kind of add to the shanty vibe, you know. Trapdoors that look like a barrel. I tell you what, when 1.14 hits, the barrel block will be over here. quite a few times recently have I thought, if 1.14 was here, we'd be doing something, you know. Fences and buttons. We've done our share of fences and buttons already. Me and my friend have made a server on the same seed, and seeing the difference between your worlds and ours is really weird, says Pixel. I imagine so, yeah, because you'll like walk around it feeling the sense of a different world. I think we talked about putting leaf blocks in here before and decided against it because it's very dry. Although, yeah, maybe 1 or 2. Let's give that a shot. Let's grab some leaves. So maybe 1 or 2 of those lying about might help as well. Okay, we don't want to overdo this as well. So some cha-cha leaves. Do they go... they're a bit too green. Jungle. Oh, actually, do you know what? The biome is probably the problem. So inside this area, how would just, you know... Now, I don't want to put greenery in here. Don't feel right to me. Dead bushes. Yeah, if I'd have collected some, maybe. Maybe. So I think the occasional dropper just kind of looks like a crate. Although the face, I don't think adds much to the build here. So maybe we'll just do that. We've got a dropper there. It's like a crate, a storage crate. As for the iron bars... where would they go? Maybe... they kind of look a little bit out of place. Not so sure about that. On the inside, we need to put beds and stuff. So there's some decorations that need to be done. Okay, over here I'm going to put an observer there so it looks like a crate of some sort. Okay, what other tripwire hooks? Note blocks. Oh, they would look good. Flower pots. Okay, we got the ideas. We've got to remember these. Note blocks, flower pots. This is great. Peeps, keep these ideas. Round 2, when we... Oh, wait. This will probably look better on the inside as like a coat hanger. Okay, we're going to save that for round 2. We're going to focus on the outside for now. And I think what fits are these blocks. So, for this pass, we want a place where we put like a... just occasional little ladder on the side, I think we're looking for. Here we'll go for a dispenser. And I feel good about all of this so far. What's in there? What's in there? You'll have to watch the next episode. Okay, this still... Oh no, that's a slab. Maybe a couple of ladders there. Don't know, I like having them in a row. Okay, here is a spot where we could have... Yep, that's good, I think. And then that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Is that a... It's a half block. And then maybe one... No, that's a half block as well. Alright, I'm happy with that. So second pass, we're going to do interiors. For the interiors, we are going to be putting in these tripwire hooks. Let's see, we had suggestions for... Oh, I'm trying to remember everything now. Flower pots. So we want some clay. This should have some bricks in it. No bricks smelted up. Well, we know what to do. I should probably leave like a stack of fuel in here, because whenever I want to grab a furnace quickly, I always have to go and grab this one as well. Let's do that, and let's just smelt up some clay blocks while we're in the area. 1, 2, there we go. Gen 1 Matt is here, resubscribed for 2 months, saying 2 months sub hype. How about some sugarcane near the water? Good suggestion. Should we put... Do you know, I don't know, because sugarcane is kind of... Oh, I don't even have any. I mean, it's going to add like this big blob of green where we don't actually have much in the area. I think if there were like a little bit of a river somewhere, then maybe it'd be a good idea to put some sugarcane around it as a feature of that area. Peeps are saying item frames. Great idea. Let's go to the toolbox. That's bound to have, yeah, some stuff like that. 3 item frames. That'll be more than enough. Maybe some armor stands with like some leather armor on it or something. Although I don't have much leather. What else can we put in there? Some mob heads from the statue might work. Yeah, I'm not too keen on using those mob heads myself. It's not my style. I mean, I know I'm the one who added him. I tend to just suggest these things for the other hermits. Cauldrons will go in there. Flower pots we're working on. We had another one as well. Carpets for sleeping mats. I like that idea. So we want a couple of beds and a couple of sleeping mats. Let's go ahead and grab, oh actually, 1, 2, 3, put those back is what I need to do right now. Put that back as well. So if I go and make those, we need 12 wool. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. How did I end up with 4 there? 1, 2, 3. Okay, now carpets, let's go with 2, 2, 2. That'll probably do out the whole area, I think. So now we can make that. We can make this. Excellent. Very good. Flower pots, how are we doing on this front? We're doing good. Flower pots, we got them. We got enough for 4 different flower types. I'm going to put in saplings. I want a sort of dry look, right? So not too much colour coming out of these things. That's kind of it, I guess. What will be the other one? I think I'm going to go with the orange one. Right. Into the buildings. Put some cactus in the flower pots. That's a good idea. But I think we kind of got this now, right? So I feel like that's a good spot to have that, and we'll come back and put something on it, or maybe just leave it like so. We'll put a cauldron over in this corner, and then on the floor a little sleeping mat. What other details? Maybe a chest, and we've already got 1 chest in here. Maybe this one can have a double chest, right? And an item frame on the wall. Don't know what's going to go in it. Never put a flower pot in there, but we don't want to put everything in each room, right? I think I also want to just go and grab some sandstone blocks quickly. Banners! Note blocks! Oh yeah, note blocks. Thanks for reminders, peeps. I don't have any note blocks crafted up. We can change that. We can change that. So I think I need 28. And then I would need to do that, and then I would be out. So, note blocks. Hey, there we go, very good. Right. What was the other suggestion? Bookshelves! There's so many suggestions coming in, I can't keep up. I don't have the means to craft bookshelves because I am out of books. But these are great suggestions. Empty signs. Oh, that's a really good one. Oh, there's too many suggestions right now. I came back to get some sandstone. Let's get this, and then we can continue. Extended pistons make the floor as tables. Okay, we got ideas we need to hold on to now, right? Anvils, extended pistons for tables. Some of those other ideas that I said were good. Remember them for me, peeps. Remember them for me. It's important. Okay, this is going to make them feel a little bit more lived in now, which I like. We'll put a note block on that one. Okay, this one's going to have a bed. We should totally make a bunk bed somewhere as well, right? With some trapdoors. I kind of feel like this one would suit having the carpet on the floor. Right, on to the next one. In here we're going to put a cauldron. We'll put a bed. And then... I think that might... we'll put a note block in this room. Okay, so this next one's a big one. This is where the double bed should go, right? Let's knock that one out. And we'll put our double bed over here. And we'll be able to come back and put some trapdoors with this. Okay, so we can make that... Maybe it should be a little bit higher. Oh, it probably needs blocks underneath it. We'll come back and figure that one out in a bit. So I reckon there's a fair bit of space here. Let's put a cauldron there and a note block here. Sorry, cauldron, that thing. And this one can probably have a cauldron. Maybe not. Alright, this one's going to have carpet on the ground. And that might... let's squeeze in a little flower pot. And a flower. So many suggestions in chat. Okay, and this one I'm going to put a note block, and this one's extremely small, isn't it? In fact, this ain't even a sleeping area right here. This is just a cupboard. Okay, that's going to be a sleeping mat. Let's stand there. Do I have another cauldron? I don't. Can I put that on top? I can. We'll do that on this one. Nice. Oh, so many rooms! So many rooms. I think what I'll do in here is have an arm stand there. I'm actually going to leave this one pretty bare. Okay, we've got one more bed to work with. We'll put a bed in this one. We'll put the bed there. And then these slabs make it a bit awkward for any other detail. Let's put a note block next to it and a flower like that. Alright, so we've got 2 more rooms. This one can have that and that. Or it can't. What do I want to do here? I want to use that book. We'll come back and grab the book. Mobs might spawn without lights in the room. That is entirely possible and a risk I'm willing to take, peeps. I'm willing to take that risk. Right, let's go sleep in the bed. So, can we remember the ideas? The eyes. People in chat keep talking about the eyes. Alright, let's get through the last of these ideas so we can wrap this project up, okay? I need to put more item frames on the wall. Maybe I'll put an ender pearl in the item frame. Tripwire hooks, I've got to go around and put in the rooms. We're going to put the note blocks away. They don't have anywhere to go though. Put them there. I need the armor stand book. Trying to remember this. So pistons was one suggestion with the redstone block underneath the tables. Levers is a good idea. Yeah, levers probably would look good, wouldn't they? Banners, pistons, signs, trapdoors was the other one as well. Right, let's do signs and trapdoors and call it that. I feel like we're running close to over-detailing it. And in terms of this stream, I feel like we've been here long enough now. Now, I could do different coloured signs, right? Or is that the next update? I think that's the next update. I'm also... Let's do it with these jungle ones. Right. Signs. We could actually just put them anywhere. Doesn't have to be in the rooms. Nothing really I want to change in here. Although I'm going to put ender pearls in each of these. Don't ask me why, but an ender pearl is going to be the theme. Everything's fine here. Right, this one, not that one. This one over here is going to need a bit of work. So one of the things we want to do is make some bunk beds. I think I know how to do this. I think I'm going to go 1, 2. Doesn't quite share a space. How do I get you on here? That is kind of what I'm looking for. Nice. That's good. It's good. I think that works. Okay, tripwire hooks was supposed to be a thing. And then in this one, I wanted to have a table. And I think the only place to put it might be in a corner. Actually, let's skip the table for now. Let's find one it'll fit in. Actually, you know what? The table's going to be a pain in the bum because these rooms are all small. Let's add some tripwire hooks. And I'm going to put this in here. Very good. By the way, we got 1,400 peeps watching today. I thank you all for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. That's an amazing amount of people to have coming along and watching. So thank you all. And you know what I'm going to say? He's going to plug something. That's right. Hit that follow button. Get notified of when I stream. I do stream on a regular basis. So you can then catch all the streams. Right. I'm going to put that there. I think we're pretty much done. We've got an armor stand to move, and I've got to put more signs on the outside, and we're calling it that now. I really think we've done the job. I really think the job is done. I'm going to put them here. This one can have a couple of tripwire hooks, and then we've got that book for the last one, right? Actually, it was in the room we were just in. So what I got to do is select this one and just move it in a direction. Let's guess what direction we're going to move it in. Oh, wrong direction. Let's guess again. Oh, wrong direction. But now we know what the right direction is. Yeah, I think that'll do. Just there. Wonderful. Right, let's go pack everything away. I am done, am I? I think I'm done. I just want to put a couple of tripwire hooks in. Amazing. That is the Shantytown village, I think, literally done. Literally finished, peeps. I thank you all for helping me out with the ideas. That was awesome. We've done it. I'm really loving this stream, X, as UGM Trash. I'm glad you're enjoying it. It's been a good one. Eye break, Suzui. There'll definitely be an eye break. My eyes literally feel a little bit tired right now. I've been focusing a lot and staring right at the screen. So we need to tidy this away and then we can do our world famous eye break. And some of you don't even know what the eye break is, and you're thinking, what on earth is an eye break? Okay, I'll tell you what an eye break is. It's an opportunity not to watch the stream. It makes no sense, does it? It makes literally no sense. Okay, that into there, this into there. Bed goes into here. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I guess put that in here. No? Oh, I see the problem. Right, and now I can pack everything away. And our shulker box should be full. Yep, all good. All good in the hood, homie. Bam. Get in there. Get in there, sucker. 888 says, hello, I like your vids. I'm glad you like the videos. Alright, peeps. It's time for our world famous eye break. This is the part of the stream where the streamer ain't even looking at his own screen and is telling you to stop watching the stream. This makes no sense, I know. Doesn't mean you can check your phone. Okay, doesn't mean you can go watch someone else. Doesn't mean you can check your email. It's time to look away from the screen. Put down the device. Put down the phone, the iPad. Give your eyes a rest from staring at those bright lights. You can also take the opportunity to drink some water and replenish your fluids. Get hydrated, peeps. You can also crack open a window if you want to get some fresh air. Fresh air is good for your brain. If you're in a stuffy room, your brain might not be operating at maximum capacity. Oh, dropping the science on you. Anyway, peeps, those eye doctors, they say staring at the screen all day isn't good for your eyes. You should take 5 minutes every hour. That's why I take about a minute every stream. It's not 5 minutes for an hour. It's about a minute for every 2 hours for me. Oh, look at this. I got a cold mocha. I got a miserable cold mocha. Oh, it's still tasty even though it's cold. Oh, that is some delicious eye break chocolate mocha right there. Oh, good for my belly. Oh, wonderful. Tasty. I need to wash that down with some water. Why are y'all typing in chat? You know I'm not looking at chat right now, right? I can see it out on. I can use the periphery of my vision to see that chat is moving. And I'm thinking, I ain't even reading it, chat. What are you on about? Okay, I'm back. Oh, wow. Tailbar says I've installed a Chrome Note extension that can give eye break notifications. It's awesome. Alright, we're back, peeps. The eye break is over. It's not a full 5 minutes. If you care about your eyes that much, take a full 5 minutes. Jeez. Excuse me, that was a burp. Oh, held it down. Oh, I see. Okay. Didn't see Cleo log on. Excuse me. Jess says peripheral vision needs to take a break too. Alright, it's time for some peripheral. I'll just put on a blindfold. How about that? How about that, eh? That would look silly on the old webcam, wouldn't it? The old blindfold over the face. Jeez. You'd be like, why are you blindfolded, Asuma? Why am I looking through Scar stuff? Oh yeah, I'm supposed to stock up my bone shop. Let's go do that quickly. That was also on the agenda. Rockets in the sky! Square Rat says, how long are you streaming for? Another hour, my friend, another hour. Walkers Gaming is here, resubscribing for 9 months in a row, or 20. 20 in total, saying big 20. Walkers, thank you ever so much. I appreciate it, and I hope you're enjoying the stream. I'll see you later on for the meeting and the little recording session as well. Let's not forget about that. Wait, wrong place. Wrong place. Jeez, you dirt face. The other shop. You've been there already. UGM Trash says there was 30 messages while I was gone. I pity y'all's eye doctors. All those non-broken eyes. Remember the face reveal, says Hello Gaming MC. Yep, the face reveal's on the second channel. Is that what you remember? That classic video? It's one of the most popular on that channel. Okay, I can restock this myself at my base at another point in time, right? So all of this can go into this shop. Derp derp, says Hello Gaming MC. Why are you typing derp in capital letters now? What is the purpose of it? Why is there like an extra 5? I don't know. Jab Channel says, I came here from YouTube video. Well, thank you for arriving from the U of Tubes. I've now broken this build. Oh, what an irresponsible person I am. Okay. There we go. Wonderful. Beautiful. Do you think you'll do another season focusing on one biome like Season 4, says Fun Times with Archie? I don't know, but whenever Season 7 comes around, I would really like to play Amplified. I think now is the time to play Amplified with these rockets. It just... yeah, I'd love to do something different with terrain again and try and challenge us. I like the idea of putting a big spin on a season, and we managed to do that big time this season. I think in a really productive way as well. So, my friends, we've got to hook up the HRN tunnel down here. That much is so. We have haste. That's beautiful. That makes my life easy. I like it. Oh, wonderful. Not so wonderful. Please don't do any damage. Oh, no, you're knocking out torches. Okay. Whew. Randy Nicole 2002 says, sorry I'm late with the cheers and the bits. Randy, no need to apologise. I appreciate you coming by and checking out the stream with us. Thank you for tuning in, man. Glad to have you with us. Cone Sakara says, Season 6 will probably be the season of the prank war. It'll be the season of many things, yeah. The prank war probably being the big thing for sure. Yeah. No, you're absolutely right there. Puddin says, hey X, up late playing Minecraft with my husband on our anniversary weekend. Awesome, happy to see you streaming. That's great, have a great anniversary. Playing Minecraft together, that's awesome. Cleo, you beat me to it. Jeez. Beck Loves Panda says, I'll be catching up on most of the stream on X2, but hi. Hello from X2 in the future. Oh, right, what did I need down there? What was it doing? I think I panicked because it was night time and I broke some things. Okay, what we probably need to do is throw down the ender chest and get out some materials for building. I think sand and sandstone... Do you know what? I just don't know yet. I haven't really got myself into the flow. Yeah, that's the problem, right? We got that. We got some leakage. We don't like leakage. We don't take kindly to leakage around here. Hey, what happened to that beautiful haste that I had? Where did the haste go? Oh, it's a long way away, that beacon, isn't it? When did I pick this effect up? Here? Okay, there. I didn't go that close, did I? Jeez, it lasted for a while. I mean, maybe this wasn't as much help as I thought it might be. Oh, jeez. Making a right old mess, aren't I? Yeah, that's a big old mess we're making. But it's fine. I don't think we've messed up anything over there. Also, I've got a box of rails that we could use to lay down some rails over here. I've got that. We could do a lot of work over here. So yeah, we just need to tear this out, let the water come in, and then try and assess what's going on with it. Like, you might think I'm making a big mess. You know, sometimes you got to make a mess to clean it up. Sounds like terrible life advice, doesn't it? Sometimes you should just make a mess so you can clean it up. Hashtag assume life advice, right. Jab Channel is here, subscribing with Amazon Prime. Jab Channel, thank you ever so much for subscribing. Do appreciate using the Prime on me. And I, of course, hope you're enjoying the stream. I mean, I get the impression you might be if you've subscribed. Thank you. Okay, now this thing looks super duper funky, doesn't it? We're not really going to come into the space where I'm at right now, but for the sake of just clearing this out and being able to look at it, we are going to bring it kind of like consistently over to this side. We got Lorelli in chat. We got Big Merc 77. I see some familiar names. joining us. Probably been here for a long time already. My mum said to clean up you must make a mess, and she's the messiest person I know. I love her though, says Jim Trout. To clean up you must make a mess. That's an interesting quote right there. I'm a fan of being clean, being cleanly, keeping things clean. You know, I keep my house in good order. I think it's a good practice, good discipline to take care of the things you own. You know, look after them. Right, let's get up here, and then down there. Bam, and that's it. That's all the blocks. No, it's not. We got these ones over here that we've got to sort out. Oh, mining underwater. Not so good, not so good. Do not rate. Right, I think that's going to be the last bit I dig out for now. This strip in front of me, I mean. Verilo says, I finally caught a stream. Welcome, welcome. Woven Rainbow says, you need to bring out a live style show on Netflix about healthy living and tidying. There's plenty of those. There's plenty of those out there. I'll just be another voice in the noise. Right, let's take out the sand, and then that's literally it. Okay, now we get to step back and figure out what's. Oh, there's a little bit more sand. Every time I'm like, come on, that's it, that's it. It's like, oh, there's a bit there that needs doing. And that one. Okay, now that is it, I think. I mean, maybe we'll need to dig out some more space here in a moment, but we can look at this and decide what we're going to do with the tunnel now. Up the top here, it'll be a case of just building back over again. So that's not a big deal. Maybe we can even take care of a little bit of that right now. So I think we're going to put blocks underneath that sandstone. So that sandstone doesn't need to be sandstone. It can be sand at a later date. On this side, we'll do that. Alright, yeah, we need to work on the tunnel design. So we have lots and lots of glass. I think the glass maybe needs to end here. Probably up top as well. Oh, hello. Any more things like that lying around? So if this is if we look at this like it's the last part. Oh wait, what material is that? Ah, look, it was 1 and 1. So we want yellow terracotta to join here. So that makes this the last part of this design. So we're actually going to rip out some of these blocks. Okay, that's letting in water from the side. We've got all kinds of stuff going on here. And we only got one of those blocks there. Okay, I'm going to start building this from the other direction, I think would be the smarter idea now. Is there anything that will affect iron farm rates? Mine doesn't seem to be that fast, says Ace. There are probably all kinds of factors that affect that sort of thing, I imagine. Many factors can probably influence it. Let's grab our sands. We got a noise in the ear. Bam! Cheers and bits from Trooper Joe. Doing the cheers, throwing the bits. Hello, Asuma, says Trooper Joe. Hello, my friend. Thank you so much for the cheers and bits. I appreciate that. Hope you're doing well, and thank you for the support. I was going to put a junk chest down here, I think, because there's just so much junk. I think I might just throw the junk over here. You know, get out of my inventory, junk. Sam H, has ever thought of playing Terraria? I have, and I have played it. Drain out the water from the unfinished bit of the tunnel. I don't think I need to drain it out because it came from above. It wasn't actually there. I need to come up with a new design. So what we need to do is look at this bit here and think, how do we transition into something different? What's our block palette going to be? We could use the white concrete, as there's a lot of that around here. I've also got a bunch of colours down the other end, so there might be some materials there we can just grab. Make sure you burn the diorites as like scarecrows. Now, why would I burn the diorite? Why would you burn any block? Whoa. Oh, come on now. I wish people would tidy up after themselves. Right, I don't think we want to use the yellow concrete. We're going to use yellow turk, so maybe we won't use anything out of there. Are you going to upload on your second channel, says Jab Channel? Yes, I always do. But the pirate station is right over there, says Best Number. Yeah, that's made out of diorite, isn't it? Okay, so if I go to my concrete one, I might have some white concrete in here. That was kind of funky. Hey, look at that, I do have white concrete. So a nice, pristine, clean tunnel, I think, is in order here. And what I'd really like to do is push it back by 1 block, right where you just saw. Did I just throw away some andesite? Because now I need some andesite. Do we have any andesite? No, we don't. That's clay. That's gravel. Come on, pick out the right one. Building blocks. Yes, we do is the answer. Okay, so if we made all 3 of those blocks andesite, then we could put the white 1 block further back. I think is the idea. That is the idea, isn't it? Yeah, I think that's the way to go. That feels like the right sort of dimension. And now I'm falling down into the hole. Just wonderful. Next project, a single underground rail line to the spawn chunks, says Mipesha. That's quite ambitious. I wonder if the HRN should go to the... That's not a bad idea, actually. I think the HRN... And we can have a HRN station, and then you could ride... That's actually a really cool idea. I think I totally like that. We should have a HRN station to take you to the spawn chunks. I'm putting that on my... Because that can go both ways, right? So you don't have to go through the Nether. You could ride the HRN back. Now, I think what I might also do here... Because you see how this gravel is kind of like a problem until we put a block below. I think what I want to do is maybe have this widen out as we come down. So now we make everything a little bit wider. But these blocks will remain where they are, except they're going to come across and then take up this space. So we'll do like that. Yep, I had a feeling you might be gravel. Be pretty typical. And we'll probably put like a light source where this block I just broke is. So we do that, light source there. Yeah, I'm feeling something come together now, and I like this. Let's start to dig it out a little bit more. Okay. Jimmy says there is no such thing as too much tea. That does sound very true. It sounds very accurate. Cone Sakara says it's probably the only scenario if someone needs to use the train. Well, the thing is, going through the Nether is always quicker, right? But I love the idea of taking the scenic route sometimes. I guess one thing you could say is that you're probably going to be in a hurry if you've just died, right? Anyway, I reckon I'm getting this feeling like the next thing that should happen is that a new material should come into play as a sort of intermediary. Let's sleep in the bed, get a light source in there, and see where it's going. What's your opinions on Stadia, Google's new gaming streaming service, says Mickey's Gun? I was very optimistic when I first heard about it, based on one thing. If Google can pull off Stadia, and when I say pull off, I mean make it work, make streaming work, because people have tried it before, and cloud gaming is kind of like a holy grail, right? It's a fantastic idea, but it's going to be super difficult to execute properly. And if anyone could pull it off, you'd probably put Google up there in probably your first pick, right, of a technology company to be able to do this, right, to make it happen. So that makes me extremely optimistic that it's Google doing it. But you know, maybe it's too far away for even them to do. But it is undoubtedly, I think, a future technology, and the sort that could really quite easily just replace traditional ways of doing gaming. In my mind, there are so many incredible advantages and synchronicity and things that could be brought to the gaming experience that Google Stadia could, literally revolutionize how gaming works. And if you look at our current state of gaming, where people now watch games and personalities are like a core part of a gaming experience, it's clear that gaming can change and evolve and go in different directions. It doesn't have to be just the traditional you and the game forever. Like, it's multiplayer was a big part of that, and now it's developing socially. And I just feel like once you break down the barrier of compatibility and hardware and the cost of those things for the consumer, then the social thing can just thrive so much easier when things are more interconnected. Like, I have a Patreon server, for example, that people can join and play on, but imagine if all you needed to do to play on that was just click on the thing on the screen and bam, you're cloud gaming on the server. That's kind of revolutionary, as opposed to needing the right hardware and needing the right game, Java Edition, to then join, Cone Sakata says, I'm just glad they try to do it. There's been so much stagnation in the gaming market, and only recently companies started to look at the future and new technology at a different angle. You made me think of two things there, and I'll get to the noise in a minute. Well, actually, let's get through it quickly. Chromatic Sobar is here, subscribed with Amazon Prime, and Zuzu36TV is subscribed for 2 months of Amazon Prime. I thank the both of you. I appreciate your support. I do. So, two things there. Stagnation and that they're trying to do it. So first of all, stagnation. Because I'm a bit older, I see the same thing over again. There's always generally people moaning about the current situation, whatever it is, right? And saying that the gaming market is stagnating, to me, looks very different from my perspective, because I've grown up from PlayStation 1 to PlayStation 4, computer gaming in the 90s with MS-DOS. Like, to me, when I look at the gaming situation now, it seems absolutely abundant, and there is an awful lot of trash, especially in the mobile gaming market, but for the most part, like, this is like a golden era, if anything, of just an absolute abundance of gaming going on. So from my perspective, I feel very differently about that. The other thing as well, I was listening to a podcast yesterday. I listened to 2 amazing podcasts, right? One from Joe Rogan with a bloke who just says all the things that I like to hear about, I don't know, having discussions with people, how people should communicate with one another. They go through a whole group of topics, and it's like, this is someone who thinks and feels the way I do, and I really like that. I mean, it's always good to hear different opinions and whatnot, but that was a great podcast. If any of you are looking for a podcast to listen to, I wish I could give you the number, but I'll tell you what, I'll open up my phone and get it, because these 2 podcasts I listened to yesterday were great. Now, the second one was a Sam Harris podcast with the guy who was at the beginning of Facebook and was like an advisor, and he had been in the tech industry for years, and he talks about how he was so upset with what Facebook became, and goes into the details. And he brings up this really good point that I want to discuss in relation to Google Stadia. Anyway, I'm just quickly looking up the JRE podcast on my phone. It was... I don't want to open it up because it will make sounds. Where is it? Why is it not appearing? 1274 with a guy called Nicholas something. It cuts it off. 1274. Really, really good discussion. Good listen. It covers all. Basically, that podcast covered all my favourite topics, and it was someone who I share similar sort of views, but they could articulate themselves incredibly well. And then the latest Sam Harris one as well. 1273 says Ender Piggy. Didn't I just say 1274? Anyway, so this person brings up this point about why is Facebook free? Why is Google free? Why is YouTube free for you to use? And they bring about this really clever way of explaining it, which is value. You derive value from using the platform, and they derive value from you using their platform, right? So the way in which Google and YouTube make their money is through advertising, we know that, but it's also about data, the amount of data that they collect on us. They have extraordinary amounts of data through their different services, which are unbelievably telling of our behavior, and then these things are sold off to other companies, like all of your personal info and credit card details and whatever. It's all sort of like sold on to other companies, and this allows Facebook and Google to make extraordinary amounts of money. Now, the example he said is that YouTube is free to use, right? Or whatever it is you're using is free to use. Now, you derive some sort of value from that. But then if you think about yourself as one person in a pool of users, and you look at how much value the company of YouTube or whatever it is, Google, etc., has, these billions, these extraordinary numbers of profit and value, and you divide that number up among all the people that use it, the value of that will outweigh the value that you have or you derive from using the services. And you are handing over your information when you use their services. You are giving them data. When you fill out something online that says, "Are you a robot? Please, identify these cars." They already know that you're not a robot. What they're doing is they're getting you to fill out this thing to teach their AI. So if anyone's ever signed a captcha thing where it says, "Click on the boxes that don't have cars," they already know you're human. They're using this opportunity to get you to teach their AIs, to teach their AI technology stuff. Yeah, that's going a bit off topic. Anyway, the point with the Google Stadia thing is that, maybe the whole model is built off of the fact that they're going to charge and make money from it. But is there another angle where you could say, what kind of data are they going to be able to pull on gaming and gaming users? Because data is like a massive value to them. Like, it's a huge value. Randy says they'd be bored with my data. I know you might think it's funny. This is another thing as well. Like, some people say, oh, I don't care if they have my data. It doesn't affect me. But like your data affects other people as well, right? It's all pulled together. It shows patterns of people's behavior, and they use it to create more engaging platforms and keep people using their services and stuff. Cone Sukata says that, but the abundance lies within the software. I should have formulated that differently. The gaming hardware market has been stagnating since at least the last console generation. Only now companies tried different things like the next graphics update. That's why I embrace Nintendo Switch, Stadia, Microsoft merging with Windows and Xbox. I would agree with you on that. On the hardware market, things have stagnated for a while, and I've certainly felt that with my computers, because my gaming experience on my other computer, which was 7 years old, was it was keeping up. I could play AAA games like Doom on it or whatever, right? And we've seen the gigahertz speeds of processors kind of hover, and although they offer up multiple core processing, and they are working on increasing the general performance of the hardware, you can kind of programs don't really take advantage of multi-core processing that much yet. In gaming, I believe most games don't really take advantage of it, so it has been stagnating for a while. And especially the difference from PlayStation 3 to 4 didn't really feel like a lot to me personally. And at the time, 2 to 3 was quite a big jump, but this didn't feel like it. Right, I need to turn this into concrete. Let's go over to the shore over here. Haribo says, I think we'll get to a point where we don't really need any more CPU cores. Well, what's probably more likely to happen is that the CPU core, or the way of looking at it like that, becomes irrelevant. Because in one way we haven't really taken full advantage of CPU cores yet, just because it's a different kind of programming to write programs that efficiently use multiple cores at the same time. But what's more likely is some other type of technology takes it over. Because I occasionally read computer mags, they do articles and op pieces on potential future technology and whatever, and you see some of the same stories sort of spin around, and they talk about it being around the corner, yet the years roll by and you don't see it, and you hear about it again every now and then. But one that I heard quite a few years ago that was supposed to be around the corner was a type of memory that was being developed that was a combination, right, of your computer memory like RAM, your hard drive disk space memory for storing data, and computing power rolled into one. There was supposed to be each bit of space or data that they were talking about was so fast. It's not Optane, by the way, Fira. It's so fast and flexible, like that you don't really have RAM anymore. You just have the data. But every bit of data was also its own type of processing. So it would essentially, kind of hard to describe, but it's like all things rolled into one. And the processing power compared to a traditional computer, the fact that you don't have to run stuff through RAM and load things, it was just like a totally different type of computing. But I heard about that years ago, and then like you don't hear about it for ages again. By the way, we've got a noise in the ear from Sphinx, who's resubscribing for 11 months. Sphinx, thank you ever so much for your resubscription. I appreciate the support, and I hope that you are enjoying the stream. Kone Shikara says, I'm very sad that Sony does not yet participate in this recent surge of gaming innovation. They hide behind a wall of great exclusive titles on lackluster and boring hardware, and that is infuriating. I'd agree. Sony have clearly been behind the curb on trying to innovate technology, and I really don't like exclusives and that type of competitive behaviour. I think it's anti-consumer in a way. Like, oh, there's a bit of a problem here. We're going to have to move these over by one, I think. Yeah, we're going to move this all over by one. Yeah, it's not very consumer friendly, right? You have to pay, you as the consumer have to pay the burden. And unfortunately, people tend to look at it, because there's this idea of having like loyalty to a gaming brand or a gaming company, which is just, you know, like, it's a corporation. It's not like, somehow you've been tricked into seeing like a corporation as if it were like a friend or a family or something emotional attached to it, you know, that they have people who have like loyalties to brands, and then this makes people think that they're getting a good deal and that their brand has got the best game and all this sort of thing, right? And it's just so anti-consumer. It's so against your own interest, because what you want is accessibility. You want to be able to play all the games and not have it hidden behind what platform you're on, you know. Now, why are there derp faces in chat? I have no idea what on earth I've done that has been a derp, basically. I've got no ideas. Right, now over here, I'm going to fill that in and then do the same. Oh, swimming underwater can be a pain in the bum sometimes, because it just switches in and out of it, and you're like, whoa, what's going on? That's still... Oh, it's all in the wrong place. Okay, now I'm talking about... Why is there a derp in chat? Okay, why? I haven't derped and then I go and do a derp. I mean, jeez. Just building it in the wrong order. Asuma, are you part of any team in Hermitcraft? I don't think I am. Am I? Like a part of a little click thing like Concorp or Sahara? I don't think I am. I'm just sort of on my own. Although I've been working with the Concorp on this project, which has been a lot of fun. Been enjoying that. Faux show. Wait. No, that's right. That's right. I thought I did it wrong again for a second. Asuma, capitalism doesn't have to be consumer friendly. Being consumer friendly is just one of many tricks to make money, and not a very efficient one. I'm not sure entirely what you're trying to say there. Like, I mean, capitalism can operate in different forms and have different business strategies. I just think this whole idea of being like loyal to a brand is utterly ridiculous, because that brand is there to exploit you and get money out of your pocket, right? Having an emotional attachment to it, etc., is just kind of like ridiculous. What would be better is more accessibility for everyone. Chiggin says, not to forget, cloud gaming will be bad. We get more dependent on the internet, and when someone controls that, he has the power all over you to make music, gaming, etc. Yes and no. Chiggin, I totally get your concern there. The thing is, though, like, we always have said that. Like, so many rhetoric and ideas sort of go back historically. People have always been warning about relying on television, relying on the radio. You know, oh, got to watch out for the radio. Everyone's getting their information from it. Like, this is just the changing of times. And there's definitely some reasons to be concerned about Google gaining a monopoly over this particular situation, for sure. I'd agree with you on that sentiment. Yeah, them having a monopoly I really think would be bad, but don't know what else to say about that, I guess. Right, there's a bit of it up here now that I think needs to go, because we're gonna develop the shoreline into this space, I think is the idea that we're looking at the moment. Brand loyalty is artificial, said X, while people pay money to use his emotes. I think you're not quite understanding the distinction there. I'm a person. If you're, you know, supporting me, you are actually supporting me. If you're supporting Sony, you're supporting a corporation, right? You're supporting a company. You're making... It's not someone's like... I guess in a way it is people who work there's livelihood, but that's a large conglomerate of wealth and money, like saturated into one place, and it operates under the principle of, you know, maximizing profit. I don't operate under the principle of maximizing profit. I operate under this. What you're experiencing right now is what's going on here, I guess. Wow, is that really like full to the brim? I think it's full to the brim, peeps. Goodness me. Wait, what just happened? Okay, that was really weird. X is not a company. Concorp, however, says Consicar. I mean, I am a company. I do have a company. Because I'm self-employed, if you want to call it that. But yeah, I mean, you can always make the argument, but wait a minute, people work at Sony and all of this, and you like the things that they do, sure, but you know, the reality is at one level it is corporate, and it is all about churning out profits. The joy Sony has given me through gaming is priceless, says Eva HC. Yeah, I guess I don't have the best of arguments against it right now. It's just in my gut not to align things with a corporation. What's driving a company is different, says Alex. Yeah, that's the way I'd look at it. And like, yeah, I totally get that there are people inside Sony that are passionate about gaming and are genuinely infused by it and want to create games and whatnot. I totally get that. I just think that although those people are there, that's not what the top level of the company is about, right? People want to make money, investors want to make money, and this is the industry that they're in, and all those people at the top, they organize the money, they, you know, orchestrate getting the right people involved to get involved in like the gaming market, as it were, and you know, the aim is to make money for the shareholders, right? And that can come at any kind of price. It's going a bit slow here, isn't it? Like me trying to figure out what I'm going to do here. I think what I really need to do right now is figure out what the wall of this is going to be. So far it's been glass with the occasional bit of yellow, and then it's going to have to wildly transition into something different here. And I'm not sure quite what that should be. Do we have any suggestions in chat? I don't want to go with white concrete again. Oh, also, this roof will probably be a little bit lower in this area. Now, if I kept it at that height, it would be too high for that. So it's actually going to go down yet again. So to keep ourselves in check with what we're preparing here, this is going to come down to this height. And I might even keep the roof white. Let's think about that. We can keep the roof white. Prismarine for the walls, says Husman. That's not a bad idea. We got loads of prismarine lying around, haven't we? Maybe dark prismarine even. My goodness me, does this inventory need a sort? I think it's all these ender pearls that are making it a bit difficult, if anything. Where's the gravel chest? Grey concrete intervals with a cha-cha trapdoors with light. Well, the Achacha would tie up to here. Yeah, let's maybe think a little bit more. What do we got here? Cyan clay. Maybe we should think about tying it in with materials we've already used, if that makes sense. Where is my terracotta box? Have I already... Aha, I have already. I know where there's loads of cyan terracotta, but I don't want to make any spoilers, peeps. I'm going to spoil my own episode. Oh no. Twixie Mixie says memes are illegal now. That's not true. Dreadvink says, I'm a go though, guys. Have a good one, everyone. See you, buddy. Okay, my stuff is over here where the spoilers are. Jeez. Spoilers! Oh no, I've ruined my episode for today. Right, let's yeah, here it all is, look, and I've got no room. I'm gonna drop these ender pearls off here. I'm gonna take some of these in case I need to make some more as well. No! I've only got a couple of rockets left! Why would you do this to me now, server? I left my backpack over there. Oh! Oh, it's so cruel. It's so cruel. Stealing all of my rockets. What do you think about Article 13, says I See Lightning? I think we have to wait and see what's going to happen with it, really. I mean, it's now in a stage where it will be written up by law in different countries, and they might interpret parts of it differently, and I don't know. Exclusive previews, says the Zenboy. Yeah, that's what we'll call it, exclusive previews. Okay, all of that's in there now. So, I reckon we'll just do this, nice and plain. And then put some cha-cha trapdoors in here and there. Kind of looks like it might be a bit better with a bit more depth, but I think we'll be overdoing it at that point. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so the next bit would be here. And then we'd have the white concrete in there as well. The Black Ranger PL says it's all about how you support them. If you support a company because they produce something you like, they have a good attitude to the consumers, it's completely normal. But when you start to develop some kind of emotional attachment, something is not right, I think. The corporation is not a person. On one hand, though, it's really easy to hate a company, and many people see that as something natural. Good point. Hating a company is also an emotional form of attachment to it. Very good point. Usually when we hate on companies, though, it's because we see the exploitation and the damage clearly, I would guess. So over on this side, it's going to go to there, which I think means I'll bring it round like that, which kind of looks a bit odd, but hey, it works. Okay, we need more white concrete and more of this stuff. For show. Nice, we actually made a fair bit of progress right there, I think. What is that cha-cha trapdoor, says Chloe? It's this right here that we're looking at. Okay, get all of that stuff in there. Now we need... Did I take out a stack or half a stack before? Let's just do... Yeah, let's do a full stack of each. And then get some of this. I think we're going to need 16. I must have done half a stack of each, because that'll make 2 stacks. 2 stacks like 2-pack! Oh, ha, 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 ha. God, that was terrible. Hang thy head in shame, people. Hang thy head in shame, because you watch me. It's on you now. It's on you. My terrible joke. Greenstone11 is here, resubscribing for 2 months, saying, hey X, hey buddy, thank you ever so much for your resubscription, man. Appreciate that. Appreciate it. Is it my internet that makes the music sound laggy, or is that how the music is, says Icegones. I'm going to guess it's your internet, because the music ain't laggy. The moment your profit gain is at the detriment of others, the consumer can and will judge you for it. They can, but it doesn't mean they will. Some people are like pretty oblivious to concepts of holding companies accountable for their mistakes and consumer practices. What was it I heard in this podcast, right? It was the one about Facebook. So there's this thing that companies have done for ages and it really annoys me because it's such a manipulative tactic, right? So Microsoft and Xbox, when they first announced the Xbox One or whatever it's called, like it came with these ideas of like really aggressive anti-piracy strategies, as they would call it. Not being able to use, like, you have to buy a game and link it to a console, right? And what they do is they package all of these like really overbearing practices, which are sometimes more about collecting data. Like the little attachment, the camera will always be on, and it will always be recording audio and sending it back to Microsoft because they have the technology to translate whatever it hears into words and turn that into data they can use for creating information about you that's valuable to them, right? What they do is they scale out like a bunch of ridiculous stuff and people get all angry, and then they scale some of it back, and then people are like, oh, right, good guy Microsoft, you've listened to us, you're only going to do those things now, right? Good on you, Microsoft. Whereas like that was the plan all along, just to get away with as much as they could have, right? Facebook did something similar. I couldn't remember quite what it was. The consumer is generally ignorant because it's so much easier. This makes the companies more aggressive and immoral because they'll know they get away with it, says Jeff. Yep, that's exactly it. Right, let's put some of this stuff down in this area. So that and that space there is the wall. Let's get this thing looking nice. White concrete here. Ah! I'm in swim mode. I don't want to be in swim mode. Oh, this game. You know Mojang don't play this game, right? Like, someone would have gone, I need to fix this. It's constant shifting between our two different modes. Nope. No one knows. No one builds underwater. No one but poor old me. Right, there we go. Okay, I think if I put a few blocks in the right spot, we might be able to kind of block off this water. If I build up the rest of this wall, then all the water should disappear at this point, I think. Gonna need that there. Ugh. Oh, why am I stuck? We got a noise in the ear. Another Han is here, resubscribing for 35 months. Goodness me, saying thanks for all the years of entertainment, buddy. 35 months, you can say years. That you can say. Thank you ever so much for your support, man. Appreciate it. 35 months, goodness me. One more for an emerald face. I noticed today that I have an emerald face in chat, and then it occurred to me that I'd probably be the first person to have an Evil X face. But I don't know when I signed up this channel or when it counts as starting, like all of that numbering from. Hey, that's a pretty swish, clean looking thing. It ain't finished yet, but that's gonna work, I've got a feeling. I've got a feeling that that's gonna work. That just came together really quickly, didn't it? Ah, it's looking swish down here. I like it. That'll make a nice little transition. Up the top, it'll all get filled in. It'll all get filled in, so don't worry about it. It's interesting to look at how Cambridge Analytica used Facebook data and psychological profiling to target ads to a person's personality and what have the biggest impact on them, says Eva HE. That is the danger of these companies and them gathering all of your data. Think about that. Psychological profiling on you when someone wants to deliver information to you. And if you're like, I don't care, I don't, you know, your information helps them get it to other people as well. It helps them target other people. Xerox is here, resubscribing for 3 months in a row. Or 12 in total, which is a goldie face in chat saying, good to finally catch another stream. I just got back from seeing my friend in an orchestra, and I think I'll get some rest soon. That's awesome, man. That's cool. Kahan Whiskers says, Asumi, you liked my comment once a few days ago. I do like comments. That's the thing that I do. Cone Sukata says, talking about anti-consumer practices in the gaming industry, might I recommend ****? It's a marketplace that's selling good old games, and hence the name. Completely DRM free. Do you mean good old games? GOG.com. I've been buying stuff from there for years, I think. Years and years. Yo Wookie says the stream just died. I don't think the stream just died. I think the stream is perfectly fine and healthy. At least it is for me. Kahan Whiskers says, Asumi, you accidentally changed your skin. Oh, you troll. You troll. Anyway, peeps, I want to say an absolute massive thank you to all of you for coming out today. This is the end of the stream, by the way. Be sure to hit that follow button before you go. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you to all my patrons who support me as well. I appreciate all of you. I appreciate all the people who supporting me here on Twitch, subscribing, resubscribing, all the people following, donating and cheering, all the people just hanging out in the chat, and all the people just watching. Appreciate all of you for coming by. It makes a huge difference. We're going to do a raid right now. We're going to go pick a Minecraft channel at random and give them a good old riggedy raid. But yeah, big thank you, everyone. Appreciate it as always. And I'll be seeing you soon with another one. So ciao for now. Bye bye.